After Hyun, under the influence of alcohol, kissed Ji Hyung, not only was she left speechless, but surely many viewers also had a sleepless night. Now that the drama has reached its midpoint, it seems the relationship between the two will evolve rapidly, especially with the mention of the word "some" during that moment with Im Song-jae. It feels like that tension-filled dynamic is about to resurface. Let's dive into the story from the moment Hyun suddenly leaned in and kissed Ji Hyung. It was a short but intense moment that seemed to freeze the air around them. Ji Hyung's eyes widened in shock as she stared at Hyun. Hyun slowly pulls away, gazing deeply into Ji Hyung's face. His eyes are wavering, maybe from the alcohol, maybe from something more. Ji Hyung's cheeks flush red, clearly flustered. Then with a trembling voice, she finally speaks. What are you doing? Did you just kiss me?" Her voice is a mix of surprise and disbelief, while her mind is spinning in chaos. He drinks like a tyrant too, unbelievable. What the hell just happened? Ji Hyung tries to steady her breath as she meets Hyun's gaze again. But Hyun says nothing, he just keeps staring at her with that intense look. That silence only makes Ji Hyung more anxious. This could go really wrong. There's no way I'm becoming the tyrant's woman. How do I get out of this? Her mind races for a way out, but Hyun's deep gaze makes it hard to breathe. Then suddenly Hyun's body sways, and he collapses beside her, completely knocked out and snoring. Ji Hyung freezes in disbelief, staring at him. Did he really fall asleep after doing this? Seriously? Her voice is filled with a mix of astonishment and frustration. But Hyun keeps snoring deeply. Shaking her head and clicking her tongue, Ji Hyung mutters, "Unbelievable. Just plain unbelievable. Did I really come out here in the middle of the night to pour him drinks for this?" She stands up angrily, but she can't hide her blushing cheeks or her pounding heart. Ji Hyung looks down at the sleeping Hyun. In the moonlight, his face looks soft and peaceful. At least he's good looking, I'll let it slide this time. Sighing, she quietly leaves the room. Her footsteps echo softly as the scene shifts to the next morning. Sunlight spills gently across the wooden floor. Ji Hyung appears busy, with slight dark circles under her eyes. She grumbles to herself, clearly still upset. "Thanks to a drunk king, I didn't get a wink of sleep. I'm going crazy. If I mess up breakfast because of this, I'm dead." Stirring the soup, she continues to talk to herself when Gilgyum, prepping fish beside her, asks curiously, "Miss, what do you mean? What did His Majesty do when he was drunk?" Ji Hyung jumps in surprise, stopping her movements. "Nothing. Let's just get to work, Gilgyum." She quickly changes the subject and starts helping with the fish. Gilgyum tilts her head cutely, puzzled by Ji Hyung's reaction. What's going on with her this morning? She smiles faintly and focuses back on her task. Later, Ji Hyung sneaks out of the kitchen, still flustered by last night's events. Her mind remains in turmoil. The scene shifts to Hyun's morning royal meal. The kitchen has prepared a blowfish soup, which is placed before him. Ji Hyung watches him closely as she sets down the tray, her eyes still filled with last night's memory. Hyun takes a sip and smiles contentedly. As expected, Yoon Suk-soo's blowfish soup is something else. His voice is light and cheerful. Ji Hyung becomes irritated at his nonchalant tone and cautiously speaks. "Do you remember what happened last night?" Hyun pauses, then looks up. "What do you mean? Did something happen last night?" His innocent expression only frustrates her more. "You seriously don't remember anything?" Her voice rises slightly with disbelief. Hyun tilts his head. "No, I don't. Did something happen?" Ji Hyung exhales sharply through her nose. Is he really that drunk he forgot? Or is he just messing with me? Irritated, she abruptly says, "If you're done eating, I'll take the tray." Hyun tries to stop her. "But I haven't finished." She ignores him and starts clearing the dishes. "The soup's cold already and you've had most of it anyway. I'll take it now." Her tone is cold and dismissive. Hyun frowns slightly at her attitude. Just as I thought, she's not an easy one to deal with. He clicks his tongue as he watches her leave. Meanwhile, Ji Hyung mutters to herself on the way back to the kitchen. "Seriously, this king is going to drive me insane." The scene shifts to Hyun's audience chamber. Im Song-jae enters carefully and delivers his report. Then cautiously he asks, "Your Majesty, is something the matter? You seem troubled." Hyun shakes his head. "It's nothing. Just, I don't understand why Yoon Suk-soo is acting like I've done something wrong." Im Song-jae watches Hyun closely and then asks, "Did you perhaps give her Sam?" Hyun blinks in confusion. "Sam? What is that?" Song-jae grins mischievously. "Well, she mentioned something about Sam or some, I wasn't quite sure, but it seemed like something interesting from the way she blushed." Hyun narrows his eyes. "If it's not Sam, what's some?" Song-jae shrugs. "Not sure, but judging from her reaction, it must be something exciting." A subtle smile forms on Hyun's lips. Later, Ji Hyun is leaving the kitchen when she bumps into Hyun. He approaches approaches her slowly, blocking her path. He gazes at her for a moment before asking, "That's Sam or Sum? When are you planning to give it to me?" Ji-hyung's eyes go wide. "Widow, what did you say?" Her voice shakes. Hyun takes a step closer. "Weren't you going to give it to me?" She blinks rapidly, completely lost for words as her cheeks flush red again. Hyun smiles as he sees her flustered expression. "Whatever it is, if you're going to give it to me, do it now." His voice is gentle but firm. Ji-hyung stammers, "It's not something you give or take." Hyun tilts his head. "Then what is it?" She takes a deep breath and replies, "Even if I explain it 100 times, you won't get it. Sum is something you ride. You say you're riding the sum." Hyun processes her words and smiles. "Then let's ride it. This sum, let's ride it together." Her heart pounds at his words. Her face turns an even deeper shade of red. Hyun gazes at her softly. Their eyes meet, and a strange tension hangs in the air. Ji-hyung thinks to herself, "Why does he look at me like that again? Why does he keep getting better looking every time I see him?" She tries to walk past him, but suddenly Hyun grabs her wrist. Ji-hyung turns back, startled. His hand is warm and firm. Her face burns redder. Hyun doesn't let go and stares deep into her eyes. Their gazes lock, filled with tension, curiosity, and something more. And with that, the scene comes to an end. What kind of development are you most excited to see next? Let us know. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.